Let's turn our focus to the other top news, and this could be slim pickings for those looking for jobs in the IT industry this year, because NASSCOM has said recruitments will be 20% less as big firms like TCS and Infosys are increasing their focus on automation. A recent report by the Mumbai-based Centrum Broking had said that the big five software exporters, that is TCS, Infosys, Wipro, HCL and Cognizant, together added a net 24% fewer employees in 2015 thanks to their automation drive. Meanwhile, reports suggest that the drop in recruitment would not impact the revenue growth, which is pegged at 10 to 11% in the current financial year.
The impact on Indian IT industry, I think over the next 1 year would be that our hiring will reduce and that many of us in Indian IT industry will embrace automation. So I guess it is early times, but a definite time and a definite direction towards automation.
And joining us for more on this is CNN News 18's Purnima now from Chennai. Also with us, Mr. Krish Lakshmikant, who's the chairman and managing director at Headhunters India. We'll be talking to both of them on what this would mean. Purnima, are there concerns that jobs in the IT industry, especially with the big five, are going to go down because of the companies now switching to automation?
Oh, well, that's right. If you look at the IT industry per se, in the last 4 years, IT companies are now moving towards newer technologies, including automation and robotics. But what's interesting is the fact that the IT players are now very vocal about the fact that they will reduce the hiring numbers going forward. In fact, we've seen Infosys, TCS and Wipro talk about it during the latest quarterly results. TCS made its highest ever hiring numbers, which is 90,000 this time, but they said they will expect the number to go down going forward. And so was Infosys that promised 20,000 freshers to be hired. And Wipro also said that the people at the lower end of the pyramid is slowly going off. So clearly now all the IT players are vocal about the fact that since they are moving towards newer technologies, the hiring numbers would go down in the next fiscal. And the other interesting fact is that the IT companies are now looking to hire local people abroad for the projects and not send Indians abroad for one particular project. So they are looking at these two options.
Very interesting points, Purnima. Let me get in Mr. Krish Lakshmikant. Krish Lakshmikant, would you have quarterly figures of hirings by these IT companies? Would you be able to tell us by how much these hirings have gone down in the past year or so? I'm afraid I think he can't hear us, but we'll just try and reconnect with him in a moment, because what we're trying to find out is what does this mean for people who are looking at jobs in the IT industry. Will those jobs be going down? Will there be certain specific areas where jobs are still available, or will automation affect the overall prospect of jobs in the IT sector? Because jobs in the IT sector, of course, are one of the most attractive, lucrative jobs for young people across the country. Purnima, you were taking us through some of those details that you've been able to gather. These are the top 5 IT firms that we're talking about, which are now turning towards automation.
Oh, well, that's right. These are the 5 companies that have, in fact, made it very clear that they will expect a reduction in terms of hiring, because Infosys has been saying that for every project, they are now looking at more of software and fewer number of people, and hence looking at hiring becomes irrelevant right now. If you look at the IT companies before, what they did was the trend was more of non-linear, because for every contract they needed more people for time and material type of model that they work. But right now, because they are focusing more on software, the need to recruit people really does not arise for all the IT companies.
Purnima, would it mean that there would be some jobs in particular departments of IT companies? Would there be still some areas where freshers can look at jobs?
All the IT companies right now are working towards projects, and most of the projects now focus more on software. So there really never arises a situation where they...
We'll just come back to you, Purnima, but if I can go back to Mr. Krish Lakshmikant, could you, Mr. Lakshmikant, share any figures if you have of quarterly hirings by these IT companies? Have they gone down drastically in the last year or so?
Madam, automation is something which has now become the buzzword in IT companies, particularly the large companies. It is something like, how robots came into manufacturing, and, if you look at car manufacturing, auto manufacturing, the number of jobs in the IT companies, in the auto companies have come down. Similarly, in IT also, the number of jobs are coming down. The new recruitment will come down drastically. As per NASSCOM, they are saying 20%, but on top of it, I expect a lot of job cuts, particularly in people between 8 years to 20 years of experience in software companies in India.
I'll request you to break that down for us, because what you are telling us, of course, is going to be of serious concern to people across the country, family members of people who are employed in the IT sector. First of all, you are saying that those with the experience of between 8 to 20 years could look at job cuts now because of automation.
Because of automation, what is happening is many of these jobs are being made redundant. So companies, whether it's the top tier companies, they are giving their people opportunities to leave. They are telling them, look around for jobs elsewhere. Some of them will find it very difficult to get jobs elsewhere because the salaries are high. If you look at it from their angle, they are having EMI problems. They will be, having EMIs for housing, cars, and so on. So it is definitely going to be an issue for people who are particularly in the 15 to 25 year bracket.
Thanks very much, Krish Lakshmikant, for joining us here on CNN News 18. Purnima, thanks to you as well, because this is going to be of concern for those people in the IT sector, especially who are at the senior level, perhaps 15 to 20 years of experience, because the industry itself is trying to move towards automation.